Hello ladies and gentlemen, hope you're having a great day and welcome to the Tundra Dude 34 YouTube channel. Today we are talking about 6 months in my 2024 1794 TRD off-road. It has been a good 6 months, but there are some things I want to go over as far as some issues that we've had and were they able to fix them when this truck went in for its first Toyota Care service. But before that, I want to catch everybody up on this truck and let you know how this came to be, because at this time last year, we were rolling around in a 2023 SR5 and I never thought I would be able to get into a high trim Tundra like the 1794. This is my favorite trim of all time. I've owned 9 Tundras. I've never owned a 1794. I've had SR5s. I've had TRD Pros. I've had a Platinum. My father had a Limited. We had a good amount of the fleet in our ownership hands, but never a 1794. So this is my favorite. And just like I thought I would, I absolutely love it. So this truck was bought at Connecelli Toyota last September 2024, and the sticker price on it was $70,585, which is way out of my price range. And after some months of talking, because we started talking about this truck in June, I was able to get this truck down to 63 and change. So that made this truck possible. This is the regular iForce. This is the Crew Max with the 5.5 foot bed. This isn't the 6.5 foot bed. And again, TRD off-road, midnight black metallic, saddle tan interior. You really can't go wrong. As far as mileage on this truck right now, it is 7,025 miles. So we've driven it quite a bit. As you guys know, I go and I film at these dealerships to show you guys all of the Tundra lineup and the trends out there with Tundra sales and everything. I go all over the place in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, so this is the truck that takes me there. Some of the pros of this truck are pretty obvious. This is a high luxury trim Tundra, so you do get all of the features. You get the JBL, you get the pano roof, you get the digital gauge cluster, you get the 14-inch screen, power folding mirrors, the 360 camera. Because it has TRD off-road, you get the Bilstein shocks, you get the locking rear diff, multi-terrain select, and crawl control. So the truck is very much nicely loaded. Trailer assist, digital rear view mirror. I will always miss some of the luxury features when I tell you about them because there is so many in here. You get the leather seats that are heated and ventilated, memory function for driver, and that's heated and ventilated front and rear in the beautiful saddle tan. There's soft touch all over the interior. So this is such a big win when it comes to Toyota Tundras for me as far as interior comfort and interior technology. It's an absolute win. This also has the heads-up display, which I never thought I would really care about, but I focus on that a lot more than the digital gauge cluster, and that is the point. Keep your eyes on the road. So overall, everything on the inside of the truck, which we will do a short walk around of the truck, inside and outside, has been fantastic. I have no complaints in here. On the outside of the truck, I've never been a huge fan of chrome, and the 1794 is known for its chrome and saddle tan interior, right? But for some reason on this truck, it just works. This is the midnight black exterior, and there is a little bit of chrome. But because it's the TRD off-road package, it changes out the grille and it changes out the wheels as far as the exterior look, and that breaks up the chrome a little bit. So I have no intention of taking off any chrome on the outside of this truck because I think the exterior look is kind of what makes it a 1794. So we're going to keep all of that the same. So those are the good things about the truck. It's been a pleasure to drive it. We were going to take this thing for a little ride at the end of this video and talk about some of the driving aspects of this vehicle after 6 months, the pros, the cons, you guys know. But let's talk about some of the problems this truck has had. There's been a few, and I've announced this in other interval videos. We did a 1 month, a 3 month, this is a 6 month, and the next one will be a 12 month. So a few of the problems that this truck has had. Number one, the seat extender has been hit or miss since day one. If you don't know, in the higher trim Tundras, the driver's seat gets a seat extender and it extends out a little to rest your legs, say on long trips or something like that. But the truck has had a problem with this since day one, and I found out it was a common issue. It would work sometimes, not all the time. So when it went in for service, they were able to order a part, and it's going to get fixed the next time it goes in for service. So that is one thing that will be taken care of. Not that I would use the seat extender often or at all, but for a $70,000 truck, I want everything to work. A few of the other issues that I've noticed is, number one, we have a little noise coming from the mirror area on the windshield. It sounds like maybe a seal isn't set correctly, and there's a little wind noise coming in. The problem here, and this is kind of the moral of the story with the issues with this truck, it's not all the time. So I could drive this truck for weeks on end and never hear a noise. And then all of a sudden, it'll be a windy day and the wind will be in a certain direction out there when I'm driving, and I'll start to hear a very faint sound coming from the top of the windshield by the mirror. It's not a loud whistle. It's nothing like that. I don't have the mirror whistle everybody talks about. I don't have any rattles or anything like that. But I do have just a slight sound of air getting in. I have to turn the radio down to hear it. But again, it's not all the time. And it's just when the wind is in a certain direction on a windy day. So that's number one. Number two, in certain temperatures, when it's warmer out, I will hear a little sticking from the headliner right above the visor. Again, it's not something that's, loud and obnoxious and very noticeable, but my attention is up because I do reviews for you guys. So I want to make sure I'm able to find all of the potential issues. But in certain temperatures, you will hear just a little bit of sticking, as in the headliner will stick and unstick. But not all the time. I haven't heard that in a while. That was when I first bought the truck when it was still warm. We got this truck in September 2024, so haven't heard it in a bit, but we're coming back to the warmer temperatures, so I will keep you updated on that. Last but not least, there's a rear end noise that you hear between 71 miles per hour and like 76 miles per hour. It's kind of a hum, a consistent hum. You have to be on the pedal for it. The minute you take your foot off the pedal, it stops, okay? So those issues, when I sent this truck in for its Toyota Care, I asked them to look at, and all three of them they couldn't recreate, which is a problem that we deal with every once in a while for you Tundra owners out there. Couldn't recreate the problem, and that's not their fault. The problem is they're not consistent. They don't happen all the time. It just happens sometimes. Even the hum sound, it doesn't happen every time it's between 71 and 76 miles per hour. It just happens sometimes. So every time it goes in for service, I will still put those few things in to see if they, can fix them. But at the end of the day, it's not something that ruins my experience with the truck, just something I want to bring attention to. In that first service it went to, which was around 5,000 miles, we did get an oil change. I did an early oil change. And for the rest of the life of this truck and me having it, I will give it an oil change every single time. Just for peace of mind. The engine recall was with the 22 and 23 Tundras. Some 2024 Tundras are having that same issue. I'm going to consistently change the oil, even if I had to pay out of pocket, which I did with that Toyota Care. So that first Toyota Care is just to, check the fluids, top everything off, rotate the tires, right? I added the oil change. I think it was like $100 added as far as the service, but I don't care. I'll pay the money for peace of mind and to keep this thing rolling because I really like it. So those are some of the issues I had with this truck so far. But as far as everyday driving with this truck, I'm still excited to get in it. I still love it. Tundra enthusiast 100%. And I get to drive a lot of cool Tundras through press vehicles and reviews. But I love this truck very much. And this is definitely in the conversation for my favorite Tundra that I've owned all time for sure. It hits a lot of check marks for me as far as things that I like. The look, the performance. This truck has towed a boat 2 times now. Probably will tow a boat more going forward because it's getting warmer again up here in New Jersey. The boat weighs around 5,000, 6,000 pounds. So we're not taking it to the max. This truck could tow around 11,000 pounds. But just like the last generation Tundra, I've always been very, very fortunate to have a great experience with towing with both the last generation and this generation. And, it's all about lifestyle. Some people tow all the time. You're probably going to want a 2,500 truck. Some people don't tow much. That's the things you have to decide with, what you want and your needs. As far as me, I use my bed a lot for a lot of sports equipment. We take a lot of trips to the dump. We're redoing stuff in our home. This truck does that just fine. And every once in a while, I will tow a small trailer or a boat. So that's what this truck is for with me. This is the high luxury trim of Tundra, $70,585. You don't have to spend that if you want a Tundra. There are Tundras down in the low 50s, and with discounts today, even into the 40s. But overall, love this truck. Let's take a quick walk around the outside just to show you, if you're new to the channel and new to the truck, show you the outside, a little bit of the interior, and then we'll take this thing for a ride and talk about the best part of it, driving it down the road. Okay, it's a little bit windy. I apologize for that, but here you go, the exterior. What a beautiful truck. Midnight black metallic. See what I mean about the chrome? It just kind of works with it because you got the blacked out wheels, you got the gray TRD grille up front. It just kind of flows nicely. And, you know, when you don't have TRD off-road, you do get the chrome wheels, you get the chrome grille up front, and that might be a little too much. But midnight black with this kind of setup and breaks it up a little bit, I think it's perfect. Because it's a 1794, you get it written down on the door. You will find the trim written down on the door in Platinum 1794 and Capstone only. Okay, for SR5 and Limited, it says Tundra. For SR and TRD Pro, it says nothing. TRD Pro has it right here. So there's your 20-inch wheel, Falcon Wild Peak tire. Tire does just fine. Some people want more aggressive, but for me, it works. Bill Stein shocks in there. Clean looking truck, says TRD Off-Road in the back. Walk around here. Got the premium auto leveling headlights, of course. Got the big TRD grille. It's in gray. So the TRD grille is gray in Platinum and 1794. If you go into Limited or SR5, it's a black TRD grille. That's a difference there. You got the little camera up there, part of the 360 camera system. So a pretty clean and basic truck. It has a basic exterior, and I say that in a good way. A lot of people don't want all the splash graphics or anything. This just says 1794 here and Tundra across the back. Here's what it looks like from the back. Window goes all the way down. Got the 4x4, got the Tundra. Toyota up there, clean, not bad at all. If we come to the inside, saddle tan interior, my favorite. Gotta love it. Some people don't like the tan, but they want all these features, and in that case you would get a Platinum because it's still the same stuff that we talked about earlier, just with a black interior. But seats are very comfortable. So you got the brown, you got the saddle tan, you got the wood grain, actual wood. And then all the technology, digital gauge cluster, 14-inch screen, digital rear view mirror, black headliner, pano roof. Again, that window goes all the way down in the back. There's all your controls if you ever want to see this. Very sunny, hard to see, I apologize. Drive mode, tow haul, crawl control, multi-terrain select, TRD shifter, locking rear differential button. Very easy to use, clean interior as far as the buttons go. Easy to reach, easy to understand. Very Toyota-esque as far as some of the buttons. It says 1794 over there on the wood. You got stitching, a lot of soft touch. This is all soft touch here, okay? Just know that. JBL sound system, of course. Let's go to the back seat. Please excuse my jacket. Push that out of the way for you. Again, these are heated and ventilated back here as well. You got the underseat storage, as you can see. There's a JBL subwoofer back here. Let's see if I can open this up for you. One hand. There you go. There's also a little bit of storage over there behind those seats. Nothing crazy, but some small things can go back there. This comes down to be a cup holder. There's your functions for the rear passengers, heated and ventilated, some charging ports, cup holders. Still got the old magazine flaps. So just a beautiful interior. It also comes with these, if you needed, some shades in the rear. Nice and clean, ladies and gentlemen. Love the interior. So we've seen what the truck looks like. We've talked about our 6 months with it. Let's talk about some of the things we added to this truck as far as modifications. As far as things we added, let's start right here. EXTANG ALX trifold hardtop. I'm usually a fan of the soft trifold covers, but this one has made me a hardtop cover owner for life. Absolutely love it. Very easy to install. You don't have to take off the deck rail system or move the deck rail system. There's a bracket you can get that makes it work, as you can see there. Nice and clean, keeps the water out, no issues whatsoever. And it's on a cable system, so you just turn this, boom, and it flips them up. I really like this. This is one of the best things I bought. You're gonna see pop-ups for a lot of these items on this video, so to make it easy on you, if you're interested in any of this stuff, it should be listed in this video somewhere, either in the description or you'll see pop-ups on the video itself. I'm not sure how YouTube does it. So great tonneau cover, definitely one to check out. Not one of the most popular ones, so but look into it, because none of these are cheap, so you can figure out the one that you want. I mean, there's other options like backflip, MX4, stuff like that. I chose this one, A, because it's EXTANG. I've had a lot of great stories with EXTANG as far as other ones that I've owned. So This one has been great. And again, not the most common or most popular one, but definitely worth a check out. Number 2, we have the Lasfit liners. I have the liners on the inside and I have the bed mat. This bed mat does a great job, as you can see. Has a good seal to the sides. And the Tundra OEM bed mat is kind of a pain to find these days. And of course, this one is a lot cheaper and it keeps everything from sliding around. Does a great job. Something to definitely check out if you're in the market for a bed mount. There's options out there, but this one was a good price. And you know, I ended up partnering with Lasfit, so it's great to be partners with them and show you some of this cool stuff to save you guys a little bit of money. So that's number 2. Number 3, let's go to the inside real quick. Talk about the dirty Lasfit liners. I've never cleaned these since I got them, and they're doing a great job. So they got that good seal. This is what I look for when I'm buying floor mats. You know, that good seal along the side to keep everything from getting under it. And it comes up along the flap here. And as you can see, we got a lot of leaves and a lot of fall on this mat, but it keeps everything out really nice. And it's a type of material that you could take this right out of the truck and just hose it right off and put it back in, and it's brand new. But you know, as far as the side walls of the floor mats, I like them a lot, and definitely something to check out. So far, so good with these. And the good part is there are a lot of great options for floor liners out there, but the Lasfit liners like this are just a little bit cheaper as far as price. So something to check out for sure. And since we're there, let me show you back here. As you can see, this is the back seat one. Again, good seal. So Lasfit liners, definitely something to check out. Close these doors. We got a couple more things to see. This is the TRD dual tip exhaust. This is an axle back exhaust, okay? Pretty much just a tailpipe kit, but it takes away the resonator, which you can't really see from the stock exhaust, and it gives it a little more rumble. Nothing too crazy. V6 exhausts are kind of tough to find that sound you want. This is a nice little rumble. Again, this is on the TRD Pro. Very good exhaust. You can get it with the chrome tip or the black chrome tip, like I have the black chrome. And it has a nice little gurgle to it. So that was definitely worth it. I think that was about 600 bucks. They're very hard to find, on back order quite a bit. Now, if we pop the hood here, another thing we did was the AFE Momentum GT cold air intake system. And here are the boxes. Box here goes into the wall nicely, so you get that cool air. And here's box number 2. And what one of the viewers told me, you see these holes here? It comes with a rubber piece that you could put over these holes, but you don't have to put them over the holes. So, for instance, we're in spring right now. So for spring, maybe winter, you leave these out to get as much cool air to the system as possible. But in summer, when it's warm, you put the rubber piece here, so all of the cool air is just coming in, not from the engine bay, but from over in the fender wall there. So that's cool. Give it a little more power. When you have the rubber part off, these are a lot louder, okay? I think it was a $600 intake system. Very easy to install, gives you a little more sound, definitely a little more throttle response. And I think it increases horsepower, 10 to 15 horsepower, which you're not really gonna feel that, but the sound alone and the throttle response is amazing. If you put it in sport mode and you don't have the rubber pieces on here, they have a really nice sound to them. Sounds like a true turbo engine like this is, 3.4 liter twin turbo V6. Again, this is not the hybrid, but this is the best thing I put on here so far. And stay tuned, because there's a couple more items from AFE we're gonna be putting on this engine as well. And last but not least, because I don't like to forget anything that I've added, we will go here, because I highly recommend this always. And this is gonna be a mess inside the center console, and I apologize. But as you will see right here, put that down there, we have the center console safe. And my friends, if you have the means, I strongly suggest you get that center console safe. You know, if you're someone that does, you know, workouts or jogging or something, and you want to lock your wallet or whatever in there, but you know, it does a great job to put all of the stuff that is in your car that you don't want just out and about, lock it in that safe. Super easy install and worth every penny. So as far as things that we've added to the truck, I'm pretty sure that's it. I hope I'm not forgetting any. So we got the center console safe, we got the Lasfit liners and the bed mat. We have the tonneau cover, which I'm once again, one of my favorite things that I love. Tonneau covers there. We have the TRD Pro dual tip exhaust, and we have the AFE intake system. I strongly suggest you check out all of these items. And again, there will be pop-ups on the video if you're interested in buying any of them. And now we're out taking a little ride in the 1794 TRD Off-Road 2024. This is the best part about this truck. I love the look of it. I love the capability of the truck. I love the interior tech and comfort. But the drive of this truck, the aspects of taking it for a ride, going places, is by far my favorite part of this truck. It has the aspects of being able to do what you need it to do, but still be very comfortable. It sounds great, it feels great, the braking is great. Everything about the drive of this truck is something that I've said to you guys for a long time that I'm a big fan of when it comes to the new generation Tundra. The entire platform is, you know, just, it's a great experience. And I was able to test my neighbor Walt's 2019 Tundra the other day, 5.7 V8, and that truck felt fantastic. It felt like a classic pickup truck. Where this one definitely feels more like your modern setup, where they focused a lot on the drive of the truck. They focused a lot on, you know, the feel and the driving aspects of the truck versus just being able to tow and haul. And I think they've done a great job with it as far as comfort. Now, like I said to you earlier in the video, we did add some stuff to this truck. We added the cold air intakes. We added the TRD Pro dual tip exhaust, and that gives it a little bit more noise. And I'm very specific on how I want the Tundra to sound, because don't forget, the new generation Tundra is a V6 setup. So in my opinion, of course, making a V6 sound good is very unique as far as the owner. There's certain sounds that some like and some don't, but for me, I don't want anything too crazy. I'm happy with what these two produce as far as a little bit of extra noise. It's been 6 months that I've been in this 1794 TRD off-road. I have no regrets. I have zero regrets. In fact, it's the opposite. I wish I did this sooner. I wish I actually did select the 1794 a couple times when I could have, instead of maybe a couple TRD Pros and, you know, things like that. Because I just really like what not just this truck has in it, but kind of the theme with the truck. Let's enjoy this. Hold on. Good sound. It's got a great sound. It's so powerful, and this isn't even the iForce Max, you know? The iForce Max gives you even more horsepower and torque. This is just the regular iForce. Couldn't be happier with the feel, with the power. But once again, like I was saying, 6 months in this truck, I'm very happy. I like everything about the aspect of the 1794 and what it stands for. In case you don't know and you're new to Tundra, 1794 is the year the ranch was founded that TMMTX now sits on. TMMTX is the factory where they make the Tundra. So they drew it close to home, and that is in San Antonio, Texas. So Western theme, all tied into that 1794. This trim is what I think is the true flagship trim of Toyota Tundra, in my opinion. So the first 6 months have been good. There has been some small issues that we talked about, and I will keep you guys updated along the way. The next interval update will be 1 year. But of course, if something happens between now and then, good or bad, we will make a video on it. But I'm going to keep enjoying it. And I want to close out with saying this because it's very important. If you are someone that owns a second generation Toyota Tundra and you're thinking about the third generation, the new gen, 22 and up, before you make any decision, make sure you get out there and test drive it, okay? You can read all you want online, pro and con, but make sure you go out there and test drive it and get the feel for yourself, because the difference in feel when it comes to new gen and the old gen is night and day. Two different sports. So get out there, get the feel, make sure you're happy with it. You got to test drive. You have to make sure you go to the lot and open up the back seat, or open up the door to the back seat and make sure the space is good. There's a lot of differences, and I want to make sure, you know, you as a viewer spend your money happily. These trucks are not cheap anymore. They're very expensive. So Buyer's remorse is not something I want to see anybody have. And also, if you are in the area of the country where there are no deals on Toyota Tundras, make sure you search around. Go out of your search radius a little bit, because there are areas of this country where you're seeing $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 off on a Tundra. So they are out there. The deals are there. The incentives are on their way back. 1.9%, 2.9% APR deals exist for Tundra right now. So search around, but I'm telling you, get in the truck, feel it for yourself. Some will like it, some won't. I love it. 2024, 1794, just over 7,000 miles on it. Couldn't be happier. Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok at TundraDude34. TundraDude34 gmail.com if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'd love to hear it, but so far, the first 6 months, money well spent.